Ghost by Jason Reynolds, Chapter 9. At the start of Chapter 9, world record for cleaning the dirtiest car, Ghost's emotional healing journey continues. He bonds with the newbies and puts more distance between the new Ghost and the character with so much scream inside that we saw at the start of the novel. However, Chapter 9 will deliver a devastating, if not completely unexpected setback to Castle's recovery. Initially, everything seems hunky-dory. Ghost compares the newbie's meal with its confessions to a trust fall. By the end of the dinner, it seemed like we were all connected in some strange way that none of us had imagined, and it stayed that way as we came to practice Monday, Ghost says. When Curran, another team member, starts dissing Sonny's mother, who died in childbirth, Ghost has the good sense to defend his friend and steps in. Coach tells the defenders to act like a team and even to take their cue from the newbies. Ghost gains something from the team that he's not known hitherto in his life: routine. He describes the newbies as a special gang. For the first time, he's one of them. He belongs. So everything was cool, maybe the coolest it had ever been, he said. But then we have 5 ominous words of foreshadowing. Then uniform day changed everything. Ghost seems generally excited to be trading his cut-off scrubs for an electric blue uniform, another symbol of belonging. He says the jersey with the words Defenders on it in gold letters will go perfect with his silver bullets. I liked it. No, I loved it, he said. Unfortunately, Coach calls out all the names of the team members and hands them their uniforms, everyone except Ghost's. Instead of electric blue dopeness, he receives a piece of paper. The most shocking thing ever. It's a picture of him from the sports store, the one he stole the silver bullets from, with the word shoplifter on it. Coach had obviously gone to the store, seen it in the window. Suddenly, Ghost's life is unraveling again. He's been caught out, and Coach is giving him the disappointed treatment that Ghost is so used to receiving from other characters in his life, such as the principal at school and the teachers. Reynolds returns to that positive image of sunflower seeds that he used with Ghost's father, but he uses it pretty negatively here. If there ever was a sunflower growing in me, it was definitely dying right then, Ghost says. This is obviously a shocking scene, and it marks the climax of the novel, the point where everything turns on its head. Importantly, Ghost does not run away as he's done so many times before. Of course, he considers the basketball court with the losers on it, Mr. Charles's store when he ran on the day of the shooting, but he stays sat on his bench in abject disappointment. The shock of his teammates keeps him rooted to the spot, the fact that he thinks they might still care about him. Again, it's that team dynamic that saves him from his old self. The ride home is obviously tense, and Coach prepares to tell Ghost's mother about the shoes. Ghost pleads with him like he did that first time after the fight with Brandon Simmons. He's more desperate this time because he has more to lose. He's more invested in the team. When Ghost tells Coach he stole the shoes because his mother did not have the money to buy them, Coach softens a little bit. Why didn't you just ask me, he says. This brings Ghost's inner trauma to the surface. He says Coach is not his father. However, in many ways, Coach is the father figure that Ghost never had, the responsible person who teaches him right from wrong. Coach then reveals some startling facts about his own life. He actually grew up in Glass Manor, close to where Ghost lives. His father was an addict. Coach won a gold medal in the Olympics, but his father sold it for a $20 high, and it was his last high, as it turned out, because he overdosed and died there in Glass Manor. The similarities between Coach and Ghost's background are obvious here. Coach's dad would get violent and hit him, explaining his chipped tooth. Coach escaped from his past by running. And the same thing running did for me, I felt like it could do for you, he tells Ghost. But maybe I was wrong. Coach's comments cause Ghost to think about who he wants to be. He no longer wants to be the kid with the altercations and the big file, the kid with all the scream inside. But who did I want to be? Well, that was harder to answer. I wasn't exactly sure yet, but one of the world's greatest, he said, which is as good as a statement that he wants to do something better with his life. Coach lets Ghost run in the upcoming meet, but it's not happily ever after at this point. He has to run in his raggedy regular sneakers, and he has to clean out Coach's car. The parallels with Chapter 3, when Coach gives Ghost a tough workout for his altercation with Brandon Simmons, are obvious. There's no such thing as a free pass with Coach. When Ghost cleans out his car, he finds a picture of Coach with his father. Ghost gets the sense that Coach misses his dad. It's another parallel with Ghost's life. As happy as I was with my crazy father, my crazy father wasn't around to hurt us no more. Whenever he wasn't wasted, he was dope, Castle says. The final part of Ghost's rehabilitation takes place when he's taken to the sports store and has to apologize to the assistant for stealing the shoes. He learns the lesson that sometimes an apology can go a long way. Coach buys the silver bullets, and Ghost can finally run in them without looking over his shoulder for the cops. As I mentioned earlier, Chapter 9 contains the climax of this story. It's the turning point for Ghost because he's faced with a choice: change for the better or run away from himself again. Coach provides the positive role model and the catalyst for a better future. He escaped from his violent father too. He refused to be defined by his impoverished background and his violent past. He literally ran towards a brighter future, and now he hopes that Ghost can.